What's good, y'all? If you tapped in, you already know who I am. If not, my name is Caleb Jarrell. We all got to start somewhere. I don't care if it's a 9 to 5. I don't care if it's from the bottom. I don't care if it's from the slums. I don't care if it's from, a family background that did raise you well. We all got to start somewhere in life. But what matters is how far you want to take it. What matters is the mindset that you have along the journey. You have to allow yourself to continue to grow as a person, continue to grow as a man, continue to grow as a woman, and allow yourself to go through everything that you have to go through in life to get to where you want to be at. Me personally, I started at Domino's. I was in barber school. So I was working barber school 9 to 5. Then I get off from barber school, go to work at Domino's from 5 to 1 a.m. And I did that for a year. But it's because I had the end goal in my mind. I knew where I wanted to be at. I envisioned where I wanted to be at. I wrote down where I wanted to be at, and I did the things that I need to do on a daily basis. Every day. Not until I didn't feel like it anymore. Not until I had somebody else come help pull me out of a situation or circumstances that I was going through. It's until I accomplished the goal. It's until I got to where I wanted to be at in life. It's until I continue to get better at my skills and my craft. Until I continue to grow as a man and get better as a person. And guess what I did once I accomplished those things? You think I stopped there? No. For one, we had to make new goals, have new standards, have new boundaries, create new habits. And I also had to allow myself to continue to want to be better from there. I didn't just accomplish that goal and stop there. You can't just accomplish your goals and stop there. You have to maintain it. So you'll get to a point in life where you start to accomplish the things that you want to do. You start to accomplish the goals that you had. Get around the right people. You start to get around people that you wanted to be around. Start making money that you wanted to start making. But now you have to learn how to manage and maintain. You have to stick with the same discipline. Or sometimes increase that discipline. You have to look at life like levels. I want you to picture an elevator. And recognize every time that you get ready to step off that door or hop on that elevator, there's new things that you're going to come across in each level, in each floor. One level may be bad friends. One level may be, this bad female that you've been wanting for a while. And all the things that she has to offer you. Another level may be a different environment. So it's up to you to decide what you're going to indulge in, allow to grasp your attention. And it all falls down to decisions and habits. Decisions, habits, discipline. Because I promise you, as a man, you're going to come across these things. You're going to come across people that want to be around you, that want to take your time and your attention. Especially if you're working on yourself. Especially if you got a good character. Especially if you've been in the gym. Especially if you've been focused and had your head down. That's when all the distractions come. It don't really be mattering when you doing what everybody else doing. But once you pull yourself off that path and put yourself on a different path, and you decide, okay, I'm done being like everybody else. I'm done doing what everybody else do. I'm done not paying attention to what I'm eating. I'm done being lazy. I'm done going out all night. I'm done partying on the weekends. I'm done smoking weed. I'm done drinking alcohol. Once you start doing that, that's when you have those things that try to get you back into it, those people that try to get you back into it, those bad environments, those bad people, those bad habits, those withdrawals. That's when they pop up. And that's what's going to challenge you as a man. How much discipline do you have? Are you accountable to what you say you're not going to do or what you are going to do? But we all have to start somewhere. You don't wake up one day and become perfect. You don't wake up one day and become this whole different level as a man. You got to take it piece by piece, bit by bit, and pay attention to the little things. The little things add up and allow you to grow and build off of that momentum. But the issue is when we want to be somewhere in life, we say we want to do these things in life. We want to be this type of person in life, but we don't do anything to accomplish that or become that. We think it's supposed to just be handed to us. We're not a female. Things don't get handed to us. Everything that you want in life, you got to work for. A man don't work, he don't eat. That's true. Because ain't nobody going to feel sorry for you. Ain't nobody going to have no pity for you. So guess what? You got to be the biggest person on your team. You got to be the biggest fan for yourself. But a lot of y'all, we don't have that mindset. You talk down to yourself all the time. You don't have a track record of you being better. You doing the things that you say you're going to do. So what make you think that when somebody else come in your life, they think they can trust you? They think they can follow your lead. You know, a lot of y'all want women to follow y'all lead, but what are you doing for her to follow? What world do you have for her to come into? You don't have your own place. You don't have your own car. You don't even have income coming in. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to down where you at in life right now. No. I'm trying to get you to wake up and understand, okay, boom. Let me create my world. That way when people come around me, they have a world to come into. They have things that they can glean from, things that they can learn from me. What can you teach the people around you? At the end of the day, like I said, once you start to do things to develop yourself as a man, you're going to have one or the other come. It's inevitable. But why are we putting those things that's not going to help us, those things that's not going to allow us to develop over our purpose, over our mindsets, over our health? Because at the end of the day, those things are temporary. Everything in life is temporary. But while you're on earth, you should want to accomplish some things. You should want to know what purpose God has for you in life and strive to go and attack that. Because when you follow your purpose, everything else that's supposed to come around is going to come around. Everybody that's supposed to be around going to be around. But it's up to you to decide, are you going to follow what you need to do? Are you going to pull yourself off of a path where everybody else is on and do the things that you need to do in life? Allow yourself to develop. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to be better. Because you don't have to be the same way that you are today 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line. I know we all have examples of people that we don't want to be like. Follow those examples. Not in the sense of, oh, I'm going to do exactly what they do, but in the sense of, I've seen that they do this, so let me do the opposite. Let me go against the grain. Let me not be that. Let me not be broke. Let me not be content in being where we at. Let me not be content in being in the hood. Let me pull myself away from this and do what I got to do. You may have to go to college, depending on what you want to be in life. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse, you got to go to school for those things. So stop making excuses and do it. You may want to have your own business. You may want to be a barber. You may want to be a real estate agent. You may want to be a welder. These are all things that you got to go to technical school for. But the thing about that is it takes a couple years. All it takes is a year or two of grinding, putting your head down, focusing on the end goal, focusing on what you want to do in life and where you want to be at. But I would rather take those 1 or 2 years, those 1 to 4 years to get the things that I need, the certifications, the degrees, the license, and allow myself to miss temporary fun for now to put myself in a place where I want to be at and where God wants me to be at, than to follow what everybody else doing and look up 10 years down the line and we all in the same positions. We all regretting the decisions that we made when we was 20, when we was 22, when we was 18, when we was 25. And I'm not saying you're going to be perfect with the decisions and choices that you make in life, but pay attention to examples, the negative examples, the positive examples, because you can learn from everybody. You can learn what not to do from somebody. You can learn what to do. You can learn what to lean into. And when you have these examples, be aware. Take what's positive, take what relates to you, store the rest for future use. Don't ever stop being a student in life. Don't ever think you're so cocky to where you can't learn from somebody, because that's when you start messing up. That's when everything starts going wrong, because you get the big head. You feel like you got pride. You feel like you got tenure. You feel like ain't nobody else bigger than you and you bigger than the program. And that's when life gonna slap you upside the head. So be humble. Put your head down, grind. Do what you gotta do. Be humble in a way that people see that you're different. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in the things that you do. Be confident in your craft. But the only way you can be confident is when you constantly working on these things. You constantly working on these skills. You constantly developing yourself, your physical, your intellect, your emotional, your spiritual, your finances. You may not see the results today, but what make you think you're going to see results today if you start today? It don't work like that. You got to learn about delayed gratification. You got to know that the more that I do it, the better I get. The more that I do it, the more confident I get. And then when you go throughout situations, you understand, okay, boom, I'm assessing everything that I'm going through in life. And I'm questioning myself, where can I get better at? What can I tweak to improve in this area? So you put the work in, assess, correct. Put the work in, assess, correct. And that's how you grow. That's how you develop. So with that being said, understand that we all got to start somewhere. You won't start today and see results today. Be consistent, be disciplined, be focused, and be confident. But like I say all the time, anything you want to grow, you got to feed it. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, tap back in with me.